our Tremolo series.
In this series, we're going to share with you tremolo pedals by some of our favorite manufacturers.
Thanks for joining us. On this installment of our Tremolo series, we're going to be talking about the RVT from Mojo Hand FX. The Beard's going to tell you about the pedal.
Let's start with Mojo Hand. First of all, we got to say a big thank you to Mojo Hand for helping us out with this. They've been helpful in the past. They helped us out with an envelope filter for the envelope series. And if you know anything about Mojo Hand, you know that Mojo Hand, John Cusack owns that. And so we had the Cusack Tap-A-Whirl, right? Yeah, right there. Pedal in the series. And we interviewed John Cusack. So I want to say this before we get going. This is the Monday, we're shooting this the Monday after that pedal movie came out. All right. Which was awesome. I don't think you've watched it yet.
I haven't watched it yet.
I've watched it, worked my whole way through it, loved it. Great. John Cusack wasn't mentioned. And I'm not throwing
shade at the reverb guys.
Right, shade at the reverb guys at all. But I do want to say this. If there's one guy, like in the short 2 years that we've been doing this channel, we've got to interview some really incredible people from a bunch of different companies. John Cusack's name comes up all the time.
Right.
John Cusack has his... We said in one episode before... If you have a collection of pedals, you have something that John Cusack has had his hand in.
Right.
Even if you have nothing from Cusack or nothing from Mojo Hand, you have something that he has his hand. Whether it's enclosures, whether it's printing circuit boards, whether it's helping designs,
collaboration behind the scenes. Yeah,
because we know like Josh Scott did some collaborations with him. There's a story he told where there was a problem with the pedal and it was sent to Cusack and he figured out, he's the guy. Awesome dude.
Yes. And he's a first responder.
Right. And he was like making things,
protective shields and everything early in the COVID
3D printing shields for emergency workers and stuff like that. Great guy.
So it's more about us expressing our thanks and gratitude and for him than it is about that he wasn't in the movie.
Right.
But once I watched the movie, I'd be like, why wasn't Cusack in the movie?
Well, I mean, there's
so many people. It's like an Academy Award speech. You hate to start listing people because you're always going to forget somebody or overlook somebody or somebody edits something or whatever. But that's how we feel about it.
There was a thing that after watching the movie, I was like, saw somebody go, where was John Cusack? And I was like, that to me, if there's one guy missing that I thought should have been in there. And maybe tomorrow there'll be another guy missing that I thought should be. But we just want to throw a shout out to John Cusack.
Right.
Shout out to him.
And not be banned by Reverb.
All right. Yes. So let's talk about one of their pedals. So this is the RVT DSP digital.
Yep.
They've taken a pedal and said, hey, look, if you're taking one of your small amps that doesn't have any reverb or tremolo into a gig and you want to have that stuff, let's take some 60s amps, model a really good reverb, a good tremolo, and a good vibrato circuit. Put them all on one pedal and stick it at the end of your chain or set it on top of your amp or whatever and have all three of those things.
Right.
And we like easy, and this is easy. Right? I mean, sometimes we like let's get out the textbooks and we feel like we're studying for the SATs down here. Get the Tap-A-Whirl out, right? Like there's so much in there. This one we can dive right into. So control-wise, I'm going to have to lean forward a bit.
That's speed.
Speed.
Yep, you're on your own.
Reverb.
Yep. Depth.
3 knobs. Reverb is pretty self-explanatory. You turn it up, you get more reverb. Turn it down, you get less reverb. It's always on. The center button in the down mode is tremolo, and the up mode is vibrato.
Yep.
And then speed, how fast your tremolo, vibrato, depth, how deep. So
this turns it off and on.
And that turns it off.
This tells you when it's on.
So very cleverly named the reverb vibrato tremolo. So reference tone?
Yes, the Mandata, Revolta Mandata through the ever-present Tyler PT22. I don't even know what I was playing. Hold on. Dispatch match. I just want to show you, because we don't do this very often, a dry amp. Ready? We're sorry. It's not going to be dry much longer.
So let's start with the reverb knob.
Okay.
So if I turn, the depth and speed all the way down?
Yes. If you have the speed all the way down, I think you get just reverb.
Okay.
A smidge more. Is that where you're going to leave it? Is that where you're doing that? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it gets to be a lot.
Oh, yeah, sure.
But on that side, I mean, right there, that says what else.
Mm-hmm.
Where would you want to start, vibrato or tremolo?
I think it's on. I can't even tell. Is it on vibrato right now?
I think so.
Let's do that. It's fine.
Okay. So I'm going to bring the depth and speed up to 12 o'clock. We'll roll the speed knob first and then roll the depth knob.
Even though it gets a little spacey, it's really cool.
Yeah, I was waiting for the seasick.
Right.
Like just think, oh my gosh, I can't even listen to it. But.
Well, and I think, because we don't even have the delay on, I think the reverb, we could do this, I'm going to make this long, but the reverb on a little bit gives you a little bit of that bed, so it kind of just spreads it out, because a lot of times it can just be really kind of harsh, because the vibrato is all effect, no clean guitar. So I think that reverb kind of helps spread it out a little bit.
It's kind of like a chorus with no dry, right?
Right.
Yeah, I was really surprised. And I gotta tell you, this is like one of the few effects that I've just avoided. Like, I just don't like it. I don't want anything to do with it. I don't want anything to do with vibrato. For a long time, you started using it recently live.
The cheap Behringer one, just because I was curious.
And the way you were using it, I'm like, oh, like that sounds good. Now all of a sudden my interest is kind of peaked. This pedal shows up. Hearing you play with that, it's nice.
Right.
I mean, I could see, especially on that, like you said, like kind of the slower setting.
Right.
And we were questioning this before, where like Josh Scott talks about it being one of his favorite.
Always on, maybe too, on the slow. And you're like, really? But,
yeah, okay, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure, Josh, you do you, buddy. But no, it sounded good.
Yeah, I like it. I guess the same thing with the tremolo.
Right.
So
I realize we went exactly backwards in our tremolo series. We featured the alternate thing first, but whatever. It's all in there. It's all under the hood.
It's tremolo pedal. Has name in them.
That's right.
It's right there in the name.
Yeah.
RVT. We're doing it in order. Reverb, vibrato, tremolo.
Right. We do. We're like Ron Burgundy. Put it on the teleprompter. We're going to read it.
John Cusack put it in that order. That's the order we're going to do. That's right.
All right. So we're going to noon, right? That's a great sounding pedal. We were running another pedal in stereo earlier, and this sounds huge through even the small Tyler amp. That's a great sounding pedal.
Mm-hmm. The top speed wasn't too much.
Right.
Like, so, I mean, sometimes that's cool. Yeah, the top speed sounds like a freaking bit crusher or something. But the top speed wasn't too much. The low speed wasn't.
I'd say if they model those after amps, that they don't get crazy, right? I think that's probably the parameters on like an old Fender or something.
No, it sounds really good.
Yeah.
And I really like the vibrato in it. Surprise.
Right. You're converted now.
I'm not just saying.
Right now, there's going to be a vibrato series.
Well,
thank you, John.
You could. That's a great idea.
Look at me. New t-shirt.
Vibrato sounds great. Tremolo sounds great.
I found that the depth is pretty. If it's got to come up to maybe like what? I always get my clock backwards. 3 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 9 o'clock. I feel like until it gets about a third of the way up, you really don't. The effect is really sitting back.
When I had it here, that's why I had sped this up almost full speed because I wanted to see where it came in, and I want to say
right about there.
Well, we'll see where it comes.
Whatever that time of the clock is. Was it so fast?
It's there. It's just it's subtle, which a lot of people like. They like that kind of. Even if you had pulled that speed down like slow, some people just like to have that movement there, on all the time.
Yes.
So easy.
Yeah, it is easy and it sounds great.
We said this was going to be a short one before we started. Then I spent 5 minutes talking about how much we love John Cusack, but
right,
he's a good guy.
He
He's
is.
a trip. Yeah, I think that's it. So I guess this would be the point in the episode where we always stop and say thanks for watching. We really appreciate those of you that are taking the time to subscribe, hit the notification bell, click the like button, leave comments down below, go out to Instagram or Facebook. Anytime you interact with the show, really helps us out, helps us keep getting cool stuff like this in. We have the new website too. Stop by there. The Tremolo series, you can like kind of see all the videos in one spot and kind of scroll up and see what you're looking for. And as always, thank you to the people that have joined our membership and are joining the room to help drive the direction of the show. We really appreciate that. So with that,
I'm PJ on behalf of the Beard, reminding you, no matter what you hear, you never have too much gear.
Wake up, Noah.
Sorry, buddy.